Tonight, the city of Cleveland's calling all developers to throw their hats in the ring for the opportunity to partner with them on developing the lakefront.
The project spans more than 50 acres of waterfront property surrounding the Brown Stadium. Annabelle Childers is live in downtown Cleveland. She's been covering the story all day. Annabelle, good evening to you.
Good evening, guys. Well, we have talked about the lakefront for a while, but this is the moment the developers can come forward with their ideas and make the case they should be the one to develop it.
Help us figure out the vision for up to 50 acres of world-class lakefront real estate to develop.
Today, the city of Cleveland released an RFQ, or request for qualifications. It invites developers from all around the world to pitch their ideas and services for developing the more than 50 acres of land on Cleveland's lakefront.
We are now ready to tell the development community, let's go.
Scott Skinner is executive director of the North Coast Waterfront Development Corporation, the group working with the city to develop the land. Members from his corporation and representatives from the city will make up a selection committee that will evaluate the RFQ responses and choose specific developers to formally submit a proposal for the project.
We could see one master developer who's interested in taking on all 50 acres and sort of doing the entire thing. Or we could see a number of developers interested in sort of doing different discrete components of it. You know, one apartment builder, one hotel builder, one restaurateur.
The RFQ shows the city's vision for the lakefront with mixed-use space, a food hall and market and amphitheater, boutique hotel, shops, and more. But you can see the renderings show a developed lakefront with the Brown Stadium still at the center. The document states the renderings were created when the city and Browns were working on renovating the existing stadium. But, quote, the city and NCWDC do not assume that a stadium will be present on the site past 2029. Skinner says they're open to ideas from developers who might want to use the existing stadium for another purpose or put something else in its place.
We need to start thinking through, and that's part of this RFQ process, what are some of the uses that can replace it? And how do we start to think about a user that draws a significant amount of people down here on a regular basis?
Now, this RFQ released today is specifically for development here on the lakefront, but at the same time, plans are in motion to connect downtown to this area through a land bridge, and that land bridge construction is set to begin in 2027, so pretty soon, Christy.
All right, good to know. Annabelle, thank you so much. Now, I sat down with Mayor Bibb a few days ago to talk about this Cleveland-era transformation, and I asked him about something a lot of people have been wondering about. What happens to Brook Lakefront Airport in this plan?
Well, we're working really hard. We need better alignment with our members of Congress in Washington, D.C. to support us closing Burke. I'm going to continue to work with our delegation in Northeast Ohio to make the business case on why long-term closing Burke is doable and needs to be done to ensure we can be that two-waterfront city that everybody can be proud of. But the first priority right now is making sure we get phase one complete. That's better connecting the urban core of our city to our lakefront, and that starts with the North Coast Connector project. And shovels in the ground will start in 2027.
If it goes away, what happens to the air show? Because you know that's one of the big
Yes, and I love the air show. I've been going since I was a kid with my late father. It was always a yearly tradition in our family. There are cities across this country who still have air shows, and they're not located in the airport in their central business district. So if there's a will, there's a way. I'm sure we can get creative.
Now, arguments to keep Brook Lakefront active include its necessity for access to Cleveland Clinic's fleet of jets and growing business traffic at Brook. But as of now, no plans to keep it or shut it down have been solidified. And of course, this is far from over, so we'll keep you updated on where this progresses.